All right, guys, this is the key for the review that I gave you. I'm just going to go over some of the questions, most of the questions, some more in depth than others. Normally, with an absolute value, remember shifting left and right goes within the absolute value. And then up and down is outside. So this is vertical, this is horizontal, and horizontal always is the opposite. Our slope, or our A value in this case, is -2 because we're going over 1, down 2. Instead of normally we'd go 1 to 1. And then x plus -3, and then plus 4. So in this case, just to make it look a little better, we've got -2, x minus 3, plus 4. Because we're going right 3 and up 4. So that's right 3, and this is up 4. Okay, then in our next question, I would just put those, as some people said, in Desmos or your calculator or whatever, and you guys can figure that out. I mean, that is literally just putting them in a calculator. I'm pretty sure this is 1 over 4x plus 2. This is 1 over 2x plus 4. And you can look at the horizontal asymptotes and the vertical asymptotes. That's what's changing. So that's important to notice. Like this has a vertical asymptote at x equals -2. This has a horizontal asymptote at y equals 4. That's how you know what's going on. This is 1 over x minus 4 plus 2. So vertical asymptote, x equals 4. Horizontal asymptote, y equals 2. All right, so that's how you do that. Which of the following is true about this? You just kind of had to look at this. Our zeros or x-intercepts are -3 and 3. We also have, if you look at this, any of these equations, if you take this function down here, x squared minus 9 over 3 times x squared minus 1, that gives you x squared minus 9, and that's where your zeros come from, x minus 3, x plus 3. That's how we knew that. And then in the bottom, we would have x minus 1, x plus 1, which gives us a vertical and horizontal asymptote at 1 and -1, which then makes this the appropriate function. So you kind of have to work backwards on that, knowing it can't be f because we have a plus sign in the bottom, and that would not give us any vertical asymptotes. So we have 3 correct values there. On this problem, x over x minus 3 plus x over 2 equals 6x over, I'm going to go ahead and factor this. You always want to factor. Then just multiply everything through by what would be the common denominator. X minus 3, 2, and that's it. I don't need another 2. That's all I need. So that would be the common denominator. So when I go to multiply this through, this is what I have. And then hopefully all your denominators cancel. Okay, and then here we've got 6x, x minus 3, and 2 over 2, x minus 3. So when we do this, our x minus 3's cancel here, our 2's cancel here, and all of that cancels here. So we're just left with 2x plus x times x minus 3 equals 6x. Okay, so that gives us 2x plus x squared minus 3x equals 6x. Bring everything to one side and you end up with a quadratic that is x squared minus 7x equals 0. Factor out the greatest common factor, set each one equal to 0, and you get x equals 0 or x equals 7. Okay? You take the exact same approach for the second one. I'm not going to do this one all out because you do the exact same thing that we just did. Here you're going to multiply everything by x, 3x minus 1, and 2x. So take the exact same approach that we did, and you should end up with a quadratic when you're done. That is 25, negative 25x squared equals 7x. Bring everything to one side, and you end up with you end up with, does x equals 0 does not work. So when you bring everything to one side, here you have 25x squared plus 7x equals 0. So you factor out an x, and you've got 25x plus 7 equals 0. Did I mess up my signs? Let me check. Yeah, no, so we're good. So x equals 0 would be a solution, but we can't plug that back in, so that doesn't work. And then so x equals negative 7 over 25. All right, that's what we got going on there. Okay, then we got these just solve the function. So this means f of g of 0. So that means start inside out. G of 0 is 0 plus 3, so that's just 3. So we've got f of 3, which just gives us 9. So these are all working inside out. F of 1 means take 1, plug it in. So f of 1 is 1 squared, which is 1. So then we find g of 1, which is 4. Okay? F of 3 is 9, so then we find g of 9, which is 12. This means f of g of 1. So g of 1 is 4. So then find f of 4, which is 16. All right, solution set for this guy. This guy just factors into x minus 16, x plus 3. Set each factor equal to 0. So you get 16 and negative 3. All right, so wherever it says 16 and negative 3, I guess it's this one. Okay, what is the value of g of f of 9? So again, work inside out. So f of 9 equals 1/3 times 9 plus 5, which is just 3 plus 5, which is 8. And then you want to find g of 8, which is just negative 2 times 8 plus 1, which is negative 15. Okay? This is just a simplification. Cube root of 64 is 4. Cube root of x to the 12th is x to the 4th. And then you're just left with y to the 1/3. All right? Because you're looking at each one of those terms to the 1/3 power. X to the 12th to the 1/3 power, and then y to the 1/3 power. So the cube root of 64 is 4. 12 times a third is 4, and then y to the 1/3. So 4x to the 4th, y to the 1/3. All right. Domain and range, if you looked at this as a graph, this is a parabola with a vertex at negative 1, 7, something like that. So our domain for all quadratics is all reals. Our range in this case is anything above and including 7. So just make sure you have the bracket because it includes 7. This is just another factor, x minus 8, x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 8 and x equals 3. Okay. The last two were law of sines and law of cosines. So make sure in this one we just want to find AB. So we could say sine of 53 over x equals sine of 44 over 7. It's the angle and the opposite side. So cross multiply x sine of 44 equals 7 sine 53. Solve and x equals 8.0. All right, so just divide both sides by sine of 44. You should get 8. Same thing for this next question. Sine of 88 over 26 equals sine of c over 21. All right, so cross multiply. And then when you divide both sides by 26, you get whatever number you get, sine 88 over 26 equals sine c. So then you have some decimal over here, and I don't have my calculator in front of me, but some decimal over here equals sine of c. So when you go to figure out sine, you put that in your calculator as sine to the negative 1 of point, whatever that was, okay? So that's the key there, and you should get 53.8. All right, the last one is just simply plug into that formula. I'm not sure what else to say about that, but that's just 11 times sine of whatever number that says that is, 99. and you should get 59.8. Okay? So hopefully that answers all your questions. Pause as you go through this video and look through what you need to, but hopefully that is helpful. And look over this and look over your summer packet over the long weekend. All right, good luck.